Okay, so we've got same log, but different, or cant, but different piece of wood, different section of it. It's a little long and my thing shakes, but same chain. This is where we left off yesterday. This is the highly modified C33 chain that is just grabby as can be, and we're going to see if we can straighten it out some, because you guys gave some good pointers. I think maybe the front of my raker is catching on the wood, but anyway, since I'm using a different saw today, we're going to do a fresh cut to see where this chain's at. Then we're going to go and make some modifications. Okay, terrible. Now we're going to do the modifications to the chain and see if we can smoothen this thing out a little bit. Okay, so these rakers were quite blunt on the front. That one's still even a little bit blunt. That one's better. So all I did was smooth out that transition. I didn't take anything off of the height, but I did round them over. Some of them were hardened, and I had, because the way that I cut them off was with the grinder. That one right there was almost a lost cause. You know, there's just not much left to work with. So, but anyways, I smoothed out all of them as best I could. So I had to, because some of them were hardened by the chain grinder. I was using the chain grinder to cut the front of those off. You live and you learn, right? But anyways, a lot of you guys were like, the front of your rakers are catching, and I think you're right. So, but anyways, so those are the changes I made. I didn't do anything to the teeth, and so let's see if it cuts smooth now. Okay, so we're at least cutting smooth now. I don't know what I'm going to do from this point. I don't know, but at least we're cutting smooth. We know the mistake that was made. I personally kind of think that this chain's a little too far gone, because there's nothing for me to rework. I know that you think that there's some room left on those teeth, and it's inconsistent as hell. I think that I'd be better off starting from scratch, and I have another chain to do that with, so I think I'm going to. But yeah, that taught me a very valuable lesson. So the reason it wasn't cutting was because those rakers were far too blunt up front. Now you want them to be blunt. That's the thing, you know. You want them to be blunt so that they'll push the chips out better. But I guess mine were too blunt, and there's a couple of them even were angled back and stuff. So, you know, I was trying to cut off that front raker with my little grinder, and I shouldn't have done that. But it's cutting better, and the rakers are, I would say, probably too high, because I still have to push pretty hard. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I'm not worried about the time on this, because this is just a learning experience. And so now I think I'm going to start on a different chain and take what I learned and move it forward to the next chain. So